you'll notice that, of course, this isn't an exact science, but look at how much trading was done right around this area. Okay, the market hesitated around this area for 3 weeks, right here. The market closed nearly exactly on that area right here. The market closed nearly exactly on the area right there. Had some support at this area right here. Was more of a wash on this area here. Was resistance for these 3 weeks here. The market really couldn't get much beyond the area. So you can see that there's a lot of activity right around here. So my estimation was to cut this whole thing in half and use that as my support line, simply because there's a lot of activity around there. Now again, I don't need to know why that activity took place. All I need to see is that it did take place. So remember, last month, look at the low. The low came in right at that area. And this area runs from about 96.20 down to about 95.20. There's about 100 pips in there. Which, remember, 100 pips to us may seem like a lot, but to banks and large funds, that's nothing. That's just getting into a position is 100 pips, because they're looking for a 6 or 7 or 8 or 900 pip range. So they will put a position on inside of this range. That's where they're doing their trading, just to build a position. So they're building in something like that, and we're panicking. Okay. So let me go back to the monthly again. Just notice all what I just described to you, 96.20 down to about 95.20 is right in here. And look at all this activity. All of these months are right in that cluster of a zone, and the low from last month came right into it. So for whatever reason, this level is support, meaning if traders, the reason why it's support is because if traders thought that price was too high, they would have simply sold it lower. So how are we going to then take that information and get a game plan to move forward? Well, first of all, one way to get a game plan is to simply look at the prior weeks. Okay, when the market starts getting into a momentum move, what you'll see is that the market will break through a prior low and make a good run out of it. Let me just sort of get back here. Let me erase a lot of these lines so you can see what I mean. Let's just look at the price. So you can see here the market pushes up. Okay, it can't break through the high here. So this high is resistance. It starts to push down and closes down. Now look at support. Now I'm going to extend this support line all the way across. Now again, I'm not saying that this is going to come down to the exact penny, but look at this. There's support there. The market once again tried to push through, right? It pushes down. It couldn't do it. Pushes down again. Couldn't do it. Price comes back up. Again, honoring this area of support across the chart. Because again, remember, when the market closes here on the week and then it breaks through the high, that means that traders are thinking that this price right here is too low. So as we start watching the market trade, now this price is too high. And we can tell the market said it was too high because this week the market closed down. I mean, remember, this is all very practical and very common sense types of trading. So when the market starts moving then, okay, it's moving down, moving up. You can see here that the market had difficulty really getting much below the low here. So for a couple of weeks in a row, we can see that this price was too low. Now again, remember I said, number one, this is all based on hindsight, if I could spell, H-I-G, hindsight. Hindsight. Okay, I'm not talking about being able to predict anything here. I'm talking about pattern. So as we observe this, you can see here it had trouble breaking through this low. And believe me, when I get to the punchline, it's going to be so quick and fast, you'll understand why I'm going to go through all of this explanation. I'm going through almost 30 minutes of explanation for probably 5 minutes of strategy. But hopefully you're seeing now why it's important to give you all of that half an hour.